Welcome to West Dallas We're Open. I'm Emily Einickner, the Promotions Coordinator for Downtown West Dallas, Inc. And today we're visiting the Hampton Inn & Suites Milwaukee West. Since opening their doors in 2015, this is no standard chain hotel. They also offer numerous amenities, a full restaurant, and an event space, all of which we are going to see today. But first, we're going to get a little background about the hotel when we speak with the Director of Sales, Audrey Ewing. So I'm here with Audrey Ewing, Director of Sales at the Hampton Inn & Suites Milwaukee West. And Audrey has been with the property since 2019, and you were just telling me that this property is actually a new build property. So what does that mean?
Sure. So a lot of hotels can be renovated. They can go through a brand change. Our hotel was actually built brand new, hence the new build. So
very nice. And why do people choose to stay at this hotel?
Sure. I think a big reason why our guests choose to stay with us is location. We're right across the street from the Wisconsin State Fairgrounds. So people that come to the fair love to stay with our property. We're in a great location right in between the main entrance of the fair and the Milwaukee Miles Speedway. There's a lot of events that happen at the Expo Center as well throughout the year. So people that come to those events love to stay with our property too.
And what kind of different accommodations do you have here at the Hampton Inn?
Sure. So we do have a couple different room types. We have standard king, standard 2 queen. We have a king with a sofa bed and then a king studio suite, which is the largest room type that we have. Each room does also come equipped with a refrigerator. We do also have some accessible rooms as well. And in addition to that, we do offer 24-hour coffee and tea service in the lobby.
And so when somebody books a room here, what's to be expected with their stay? What kind of amenities do they get in addition to where they're going to sleep that night?
Sure. So we do, with each stay, offer 24-hour use of our business center, which is pretty popular amongst our business travelers. We do have a 24-hour fitness center as well with state-of-the-art Precor equipment. We do also have an indoor pool, which is very popular on the weekends with our families.
You have a great continental breakfast. So what's included on that breakfast when people come?
Sure. So we have a great assortment of food offerings in our breakfast. It is complimentary with each guest stay, and it's a hot breakfast buffet, so guests are welcome to go through and enjoy as much as they like. One of the most popular items on our breakfast buffet is the fresh made-to-order waffles. So we have waffle irons that guests can make their own waffles. It's something that the kids really like to do too. There's different flavorings of waffles that are kind of rotated, such as like blueberry, pumpkin, peanut butter. So yeah, it's a nice variety. We have typically hot eggs, breakfast meats, some warm potatoes, continental offerings as well. So it's really a robust breakfast.
And unlike a lot of chain hotels, you guys have your own restaurant and you have your own event space as well. So how is that for business? Do people utilize that a lot? Is that what they're looking for when they come here?
Sure. One of the things that actually makes our hotel very unique is actually the fact that we do have event space and a restaurant on site. Traditionally, most Hamptons will be a select service hotel, so they're not going to have the restaurant on site and the event spaces. So it really is something that makes our hotel special and unique, is that we are a full service property.
So in addition to, you guys are very close to the fair, and that's usually what everybody associates you with is, we're at the fair, we'll stay at the Hampton Inn. However, you guys have a big market for sports, for sporting events, especially the Brewers. So why do Brewers fans or out-of-town fans stay here?
Sure. So our Milwaukee Brewers fans love to stay at our hotel. We're very close to the field, as you know. But another thing that we do offer complimentary is shuttle service to and from the game. So it's definitely nice for our travelers to not have to worry about driving, finding parking, walking into the field. So we'll drop them off at the stadium and pick them up.
The Hampton Inn & Suites Milwaukee West is more than just comfy stays and conference rooms. They also have a full-service restaurant here called Bar West, and I am joined by their head chef, Jacob Haar. Jake, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Yourself?
I am doing great, and I am so hungry right now because I am looking at all this delicious food in front of me. So tell me a little bit about this menu.
Sure, yeah. Our menu is pretty much more of an upscale pub type tavern food menu. We're not doing anything that you probably haven't seen anywhere else. Just a little bit more upscale. And then there's like some traditional appetizers and stuff that we put a little twist on, kind of like our steak bruschetta. It's almost like, you know, a standard Italian table or tomato bruschetta with mozzarella and tomatoes. But we actually had steak on ours with a red onion marmalade and some blue cheese crumbles.
Sounds so good. And so does your menu change seasonally, or is it pretty standard for when people come in?
Sure. Before the pandemic, we were, you know, changing our menu seasonally, but more recently we just kind of got up and going back in March. So this is a fairly new menu for us. Towards the fall, we'll change again. We're just kind of waiting to get staffed up and return to normal business levels.
And I can't take my eyes off the sandwich. What is the sandwich here?
Sure, that's our pulled pork with our house barbecue sauce. We have our house slaw on it and some crispy fried onions and a little bit of pickled jalapeno.
And if somebody wants, is the restaurant open for everybody or just for hotel guests?
Oh, it's certainly open for everybody. We encourage to have some of the locals come in and visit us.
And what are your hours here?
Sure, we serve food from 5 to 10 o'clock. The bar area is usually open from 5 to 11. On weekends, we extend it, especially if we have some groups inside our ballroom.
And how long have you been the chef here at Bar West?
I've been the chef here for about 5 years now.
And where did you come from before that?
Sure, I recently moved to Milwaukee. Maybe it wasn't recent, it's about 8 years ago now. Before that, I lived in the La Crosse area and studied at a hotel over in that region.
Nice. And so has this like upscale gastropub type food always been your niche, or is this something totally new when you came to Bar West?
Yeah, it's fairly new. I had done some work at another hotel downtown where they had featured a lot of gastropub type food, and we were doing a lot of curing of meats and working with a lot of local vendors with, you know, certain sausages and specialty cheeses. And when I came to Bar West, it just seemed like it had the right atmosphere. It was something we were looking to do, just to create a nice cuisine for our patrons inside the hotel and the guests here in West Allis.
So you guys are under the Hilton brand, but from what I gather, you're one of the few Hilton hotels that has a restaurant. So do you get to come up with the recipes, or is that kind of their say?
No, it's 100% on me to come up with some of these delicious options. Generally, we kind of get together with our team, brainstorm a little bit, but at the end of the day, I have to execute it and come up with the recipes and train everybody how to create these dishes.
One of the amenities here at the Hampton Inn and Suites Milwaukee West is the use of the event center, and I am here with Joe Lobenstein, the catering sales manager here at the hotel. So thank you for joining us, Joe.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming in.
No problem. And how long have you been in this role with the hotel?
Actually, my 6-year anniversary was 3 days ago. It was June 13th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And so what types of events are held here in the event banquet center?
I would say during the week it's mostly corporate events. We see a lot of meetings, trainings, things of that nature, and then we have our social events on the weekend. That'll consist of wedding receptions, quinceaneras, baby showers, class reunions, things of that nature.
And how far in advance should for a bigger event like a wedding or something, how far in advance should somebody contact you to book the room?
That's a great question. It's always a tough one to answer simply because if people come in and they request a certain date, but they don't book, that means I can still book the space for the date that they're interested in. So the best way to answer that question, I guess, would be book as soon as possible, as soon as you know when you're ready to book.
Awesome. And what's all included with your rental when you come here to have your event at the space?
Absolutely. Well, obviously it's the space, it's the Greenfield Ballroom. It's the setup and the cleanup of that room. You know, it's going to be tables such as you see here, round tables, banquet tables, chairs, china, silverware, glassware. It's pretty much full service, and then of course it does include the professional service that we offer. bartenders, servers, line cooks, all of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So obviously where we are now, it's kind of broken down a little bit into a single section, but
Yep.
at its full capacity, how many people can you fit in this space?
We can seat up to 250 in the entire Greenfield Ballroom.
About how long does it take your staff to pull something like this off, to get the whole room ready?
Well, it is challenging from time to time, and actually we have a wedding reception coming up that will require a room flip because they have their ceremony and their wedding reception scheduled with us.
Wow.
So we only have about a 2-hour window to flip the room from ceremony to reception.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but our staff is pretty good, so they could probably get it done within an hour if need be.
Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
for how many guests?
For the one coming up in July, it's only 100 guests, so it is rather small. But yeah, we flipped this room within an hour for about 200 guests.
The event business, it's expensive. I
Right.
mean, I'm in it, you're in it, we see it,
Right.
Especially weddings. And so would having an event here be good for somebody on a budget?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, we see a lot of that, especially these days. We have people come in and say, hey, I don't want to go above this dollar amount, and we do the best we can to fit within their budget. We work with a lot of, not only couples, but a lot of groups, a lot of corporate groups that, you know, they have a tight budget, of course. So, like I said, you know, we kind of figure out ways to get them in the door, so to speak. You know, if we have to shave off a cost here or there, but they still want to have their event here because they like the space, then, you know, we're going to do our best to accommodate them.
We've seen cozy rooms, we've seen beautiful event venues, we've seen delicious food, but now we are to the fun part of the interview today. I am here with Marlene Garza, the food and beverage manager at the Hampton Inn & Suites Milwaukee West, and you are also the head bartender. You have a long resume from what you were telling me.
Huge role.
Yeah.
But yeah, really fun. I could say I got the most exciting part of, you know, this place, but it's just extremely, I mean, creating drinks and making guests happy, especially during all of our events, weddings, I mean, anything. Divorce parties, no, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you never know.
Right?
I see this drink in front of us. What is this drink?
So this is a cream puff martini. I've actually I made it actually for the State Fair events. So I pretty much put it out every year, and people do enjoy it. I mean, it's a seller here, especially, you know, for the ladies that love it. It's banana rum, whipped vodka, rum chata. So I mean, who doesn't like those drinks, right?
Right now, I'm like, yes, I like all those things. So how do you come up with the ideas for your drinks, for your cocktails?
To be honest with you, I always think about what a person would like. You know, you got people that like the sweet side, you have people that like more just beers, and which we do have here. So you have the old fashions, you know. So all that we do make from scratch. I have wonderful bartenders as well. So we get creative. They tell them, give me ideas. You know, you got baseball season, football season. So, you know, it's fun.
Yeah. And so does your cocktail menu change seasonally, or like I know you kind of just said it's more about like what's happening in the city?
I go by what's happening in the city. But I mean, yeah, more of like the events that are going on. You have, what is it, the State Fair, you have, what is it, Harvest Fest and things like that. So I come up with like a pumpkin martini as well. So I mean, home run shot for the brewers. So it's fun.
And so how long have you been the food and beverage manager here?
So that one I actually just got promoted to, which is, you know, great. I mean, I have been here for 5 years. So yeah, I did start off as one of the cooks, and then bar supervisor, then now I'm here, food and beverage manager, right?
With the summer coming up, I know you guys are going to be busy here. Are you looking for help? Are you looking to hire more people for the season?
So yeah, definitely always willing to, you know, take on extra for banquet servers. I always need a bartender here and there. You know, we do have events that go in the room or outside of the room. But yeah, I'm open to anything.
Thank you to Audrey, Joe, Jake, and Marlene for taking the time today to show us around the Hampton Inn & Suites Milwaukee West. If you'd like to book a room or schedule your event or even visit the restaurant, you can visit their website or social media accounts. For all other information on small businesses in the area, you can check out the new West Dallas Downtown app available for Apple and Android, or visit the City of West Dallas social media pages or websites. Again, I'm Emily Eichner with Downtown West Dallas Inc., and thank you for watching West Dallas We're Open.